because it's time for the vibe check. All right, so this is where we check in on some of the WNBA rookies doing some super dope things, and they've been doing dope things since the season kicked off. But we're going to go ahead and try to make a list that can go ahead and compile some of the dopest things each and every week. And let's start Brink versus Clark. It was the matchup everybody had circled on their calendar. And listen, Clark almost got her first WNBA triple-double, 11 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. But more importantly, the Fever got the win they were desperately searching for, and they did it in LA. So shout out to them. A sellout crowd, I believe over 19,000 people pulled up to watch the Fever and the Sparks go at it. I love that. I don't know about Alicia. Did you watch that game? I was actually tuned all the way in.
I was tuned all the way in. And, you know, with the Fever, they definitely needed that first win. You
Yeah.
know, it's really hard to, start off the season in the way they did
Uh-huh.
and not have a win and then get one. So that can bode a lot for your confidence. So
Mm-hmm.
even though I definitely wanted Cameron Brink personally and her team to win, just because I'm really a fan of what they're doing with the program and how they're already evolving in a lot of different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be clear, it's not just Cameron Brink. I'm not saying she's the head of that, but
Of
we're
course.
talking about rookies.
We're talking
Okay.
rookies.
So I definitely was looking for them to win, but I'm glad that the Fever got that first win under their belt.
Yeah, getting that first win and getting that out of the way is so important. We also have to note the Sparks play in the crypto arena, which is also home to the Los Angeles Lakers. And they had more attendance for that one game than the Lakers had this entire season. So just want to
Come on
put
now.
that out there just for, anybody who says nobody watches women's basketball. The numbers say different. Just want to put that out there. But as I mentioned, Caitlin Clark right now, she's sitting at 15 points, 6.3 assists, 5.4 rebounds for the season thus far. We also have to go ahead and highlight Cameron Brink, who's killing it off the court as well. She's a supermodel that plays basketball. I am absolutely loving, what she can do offensively, but I'm a defensive girl, and she is absolutely killing the defensive game. She leads WNBA in blocks per game, 11 total blocks through 3 games, career high 21 points against Dallas. She was one of my favorite draftees, obviously outside of Caitlin. Everyone, was, focused on Caitlin, but I loved Cameron Brink coming into this draft year. She was my second favorite draftee. She might have actually been my first favorite draftee, like slightly over Caitlin, just because I felt like she was the most NBA ready, just because of what she was able to do defensively. I felt like she was going to give an immediate impact, to the Sparks, and she has. Even though they haven't won every single game, her impact, you can visually see it, how her defense is just drastically affecting the outcomes of games. And even if they don't win, they're making their opponents work. And she's my way too early prediction for Rookie of the Year. I know it's a little early, but she's up there for me. She's killing the game right now.
Yeah, she definitely is. And like you said, she was the most WNBA ready
Mhm.
out of all the rookies. I believe that as well. She's also from Beaverton, so I'm a little biased because that's
Didn't
where I'm
her
from as
mom
well.
work at Nike?
Her mom worked, actually, both her parents worked at Nike.
Oh.
So yeah, I watched an episode of Paul George's podcast,
Yes.
Podcast P, or
Hmm.
something like that along those lines. And one thing I really loved that Cameron said was that she was looking forward to playing specific players on the teams that they were going to play because it would teach her something more about the game and to, expand her game. And I really
Right.
love her mindset with that because, like we've been talking about, there is a transition, literally like not even a month ago. I think they were on these college teams playing a very short time ago. So all the stuff that has transpired in between, she understands that there's going to be this transition process, and
Hmm.
she's really looking forward to ways to expand her game and make her even better. So on top of her being ready, the most WNBA ready, she's getting better with every game. And I love that mentality. And that's one of the reasons why for my vibes, like I'm feeling Cameron Brink the most because of all of that, like just in
Yeah.
the culmination of everything that she's been doing on and off the court. And she slays in the tunnel. Let's be
I know.
clear.
I know.
every single look.
Listen,
But excited about her.
before we move on to our next topic, I also want to go ahead and give a shout out to Angel Reese, our girl who also is killing it outside of the tunnel. She's the third player in WNBA history to have at least 15 offensive rebounds in their first 3 games. Right now, she's at 12.3 points and 7.8 rebounds for the season thus far. Only rookie to exceed 10 points in their first 3 games. And she leads the league in offensive rebounds with 4.5 per game. So Angel is killing it. Obviously, Chicago has to figure out some things because although I believe in their last game, the defense gave up 86 points, which was not great. And they go ahead and they're facing the Seattle Storm tonight. And the Seattle Storm can go ahead and put up some buckets. They put up 101 against the Mystics, which bad to watch. It was hard to watch that. So, but I think it's very impressive. I think Angel is, we spoke about this when she got drafted right after she spoke to the media and she said she wants to hit rock bottom so she can rebuild herself back up in WNBA form. And we're seeing that. She's learning, she's growing, she's aggressive out there, she's playing rough, she's playing tough, she's playing smart basketball. And all of these rookies that we mentioned, and there's so many more that we'll highlight throughout the weeks of the show, but I just think that they're learning so quickly. Like when you watch them, there are moments where you say, okay, that's a rook. But then there's also moments where you watch them and you think they've been in the league at this point 2, 3 years. It's just the draftees are getting so much more, I don't want to say talented, but just so much more league ready each and every coming draft. It's just so much fun to watch them. And we're going to, again, highlight as many of them as we possibly can in Vibe Check throughout the season. So.
Yeah, I'd just like to also say, Camila Cardoso, we're so excited when you come back to
Yes.
see you play. That's coming up here really soon too. So that'll be another thing, and another rookie, but also another thing to watch as the Sky have their 2 amazing rookies together for the first time in season play. So really excited about that.